Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about a conversation on psychological, mental health, emotional health, and coaching-related paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week, although lately it's been a little bit less due to my schedule and some crazy stuff going on my side of the world. Anyway, if you are looking for coaching, life, relationship, business, or anything else going on, would love to be of assistance to you. What are some things that can emotionally drain you? That's what we're going to be talking about in this particular audio. If you are dealing with emotional drain and you'd like help with that in the remainder of 2021 or into 2022, would love to be of assistance to you in that way. Please feel free to reach out. There's a couple ways you can do that: through Twitter at PO Perception, or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either one will get you in touch with me or a member of my team. Then we can go from there about getting you where you need to be. So, things that will drain you emotionally. The first is rumination. Look, the past is the past. You cannot change it. No matter how many times you think about it, it will not change. So, the more you ruminate and fixate upon things that have already happened, the more you're going to lose power. And so, that also can cause you to be in a place of repressing emotion, especially if you've relived the same thing and everyone around you has heard the same stories 10,000 times. Chances are they don't want to hear them anymore, and therefore, however you feel when you bring up those negative emotions that aren't serving you well anymore, ultimately will take you to a place you don't want to go, emotionally speaking. And so when we begin to understand that emotional repression and rumination are tied together, we oftentimes will struggle in a number of ways. The next thing is to begin to understand the victim mentality, draining of the victim mentality. Look, at the end of the day, we've all gone through stuff. We've all gone through stuff we'd rather not. We've all gone through stuff that we've had to overcome. But if you have the victim mentality, that is the idea that this shouldn't have happened to me. Should and shouldn't don't really exist. It's all a matter of perception anyway, meaning no one, quote, should have to go through hardships, but we all do. No one shouldn't be without love, but many people are. So the concepts of should and shouldn't, which is based on unspoken rules that people have, ultimately can lead us in directions that aren't in our greater good or in our highest good. The next thing to think about is people with drain often have poor focus. So they'll focus on things that may not serve them well, or they'll focus on things that ultimately aren't leading them in a direction. This could be a past relationship. This could be an addictive behavior. This could be obsessive dating or obsession of any type, really, whether it's addictive behavior, rumination on previous things, things related to mental illness that don't receive proper treatment. There's a million things that one can be poorly focused upon, but that poor focus will eventually lead to you not having enough energy to keep going on a positive trajectory to get your life into a better position. Remember, your life is your responsibility, and so keeping yourself away from toxic situations is also important, which leads to the next strain, which is toxic relationships, whether they are family, meaning familial, platonic, or romantic. A toxic relationship will drain you. At the end of the day, a person's desire to change has to come from within them. You cannot force a person to be different, nor will your conduct cause them to be different. The desire to change has to come from within the individual, and the more you try to believe that your conduct is going to cause or force another person to make changes within themselves without a natural proclivity to doing so, the more miserable you will be, because when it doesn't work, you're only going to feel more drained, more exhausted, and at the end, probably pretty heavy at the end of the day. Next thing to look at, and the final thing to look at, is always saying yes. Obviously, we hate to say no to the people we care about. We hate to put limits on what we're willing to do for people that matter to us, and oftentimes there's guilt associated with the word no, but at the same time, not having proper boundaries can and often does lead us in directions of rejection, first of what's best for us, second of what ultimately is going to lead us to happiness, health, wealth, and prosperity on an emotional, mental, and physical level. So if we always are saying yes, burnout is inevitable, and that burnout will eventually catch up with us. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.